Coming up on today's episode.
It's not that they can see, oh, she's a pushover, but it's that they've done something, I tolerated it. Therefore, they do more and more and more. I allow, therefore, they do and continue to do so. Hi, this is Notes with Nofundo. This is where people get uncomfortable. You don't just meet people in your life, you meet yourself through people. The relationships you experience, the patterns you keep finding yourself in, the emotions that keep coming up around certain types of people, those are not random, they're reflections. Now, again, this is not about blame. It's about awareness. Because once you see it, you can change it. Why do I feel like something is crawling on my face? Oh my goodness. If you keep attracting the same kind of situation, especially in relationships, you have to pause and ask yourself, what is being mirrored back to you? What are you tolerating? What are you expecting? What feels normal to you, even if it doesn't feel good? Now, to be clear, I say if you keep attracting the same kind of situation, it's actually not attracting, but it's you simply tolerating. I remember constantly dealing with disrespect from people, especially in the workplace. People take me lightly and treating me however they please, most of all trying to specifically use me to do things because I'm not to toot my own horn, but I hardworking, very organized type of person. I then realized that it's not necessarily that people think they can, therefore they do. So it's not that they look at me and they can immediately see as if they're a predator and I'm a prey. It's not that they can see, oh, she's a pushover, but it's that they've done something, I tolerated it. Therefore, they do more and more and more. I allow, therefore, they do and continue to do so. Because your standards are not just what you say you want, your standards are what you consistently accept. So, why I left the workplace that I left, because I realized, okay, if I stay, there is no way for them to stop disrespecting me. Even if I put boundaries in place, I act this way, and I stand firm. The only way to deal with this situation is to not tolerate it by leaving. It's where a lot of people get stuck. You say you want peace, but you tolerate chaos. You say you want honesty, but you entertain inconsistency. You say you want stability, but you're comfortable in uncertainty because it's familiar. So your life reflects that contradiction, and then you wonder why things don't change. The law of correspondence doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you align with, what you allow, what you keep choosing, consciously or unconsciously, because a lot of us live our lives in an unconscious state. We do not actively choose the actions we do, the decisions we make. We don't make active choices. But here's what you can do. Step 1, notice the recurring situation. Step 2, ask yourself what you've been tolerating or agreeing to internally. Step 3, decide what needs to shift. Does your boundaries need to shift? Your energy, your focus? Do you need to develop values and principles? That's where change really begins. And when I had developed principles and values, and then I went back and I looked at the situation I was in. I'm talking about the workplace example. I looked at that situation and I looked at the values that I had and the principles. Values being self respect, values being growth, values being groundedness. By remaining in this situation, I'm not showing myself self respect. By remaining in this situation, there is no growth. Like, I'm not growing as an individual in this workplace. I'm not growing in terms of skills, what I'm learning. But I will be growing if I learn because I'm learning to walk away and not tolerate nonsense. And what was the other one? Groundedness. The principle attached to that is I will not entertain chaos. I will remain grounded. And the only way to remain grounded is not to be amongst chaos. And this situation is bringing a hell of a lot of chaos. So I left. So if you don't like what you're experiencing, you have to look at what you're agreeing to internally. Not just in your words, but in your energy, your behavior, your boundaries. Because every time you accept something that doesn't align with you, you reinforce it. You tell yourself, it's okay. And your life responds accordingly. But the moment you shift internally, things start to change, and sometimes that change looks like things falling away. People, situations, patterns that no longer match what you're becoming. And you can then begin to feel uncomfortable because growth is not just gaining new things, it's also releasing what no longer fits. So you might feel yourself, or you might find yourself no longer interested in certain dynamics. Oh my word, I find myself no longer interested in watching what I used to love watching. Or you're no longer entertained by things that used to feel normal. You're no longer available for the same pattern. That's not you losing things, that's you outgrowing them. And that's how you know the shift is real. Because you're not forcing change externally, you're becoming someone who no longer aligns with the old experience. And when that happens, your life has no choice but to reflect the new version of you. So if you keep meeting the same patterns, the same situations, the same types of people, don't just look at them. Look at what's being reflected. And when you shift within, your life has no choice but to match the new you. This is Notes with Nomfundo. Sit with that.